You're watching CBS4 News in high definition.
This Denver dentist lost his license to practice after he reused IV needles during procedures. Tonight, 3 of his former patients have tested positive for infectious diseases. Thanks for being with us. I'm Kirsten Swanson. 3 patients of Dr. Steven Stein reported positive test results for HIV, hepatitis B, or hepatitis C. Dr. Stein first came under investigation by state health officials when it was revealed that he was reusing needles during dental procedures. CBS4's Kathy Walsh explains that now his former patients wonder what consequences he could face.
Death sentence. That was my first thought.
Patients of dentist Steven Stein were devastated.
Denver police have not filed any criminal charges against Dr. Stein, but the dentist is under investigation for possible prescription drug abuse. 3 construction workers in Erie are in the hospital today after an explosion. Firefighters responded to Erie Middle School after crews evacuated the building. Investigators are unsure of what caused this explosion. Copter 4 got this video of a hole in the roof where the explosion happened. The school is under construction during the summer holiday. While students are gone, neighbors felt the explosion in their houses and rushed outside to see what happened.
It was one of those kind of shocking moments. You're like, that was an explosion where, you know? And you could tell it kind of came from behind the house, and we know they've been doing construction out here, so our first thought was maybe they dropped something large on the ground.
There is some good news to this story. Some faculty members that were working in that building got out safely. New provisions of the Affordable Care Act go into effect today. Many of them are directed at preventative measures for women's health. One controversial rule would require employers to cover the cost of contraception for their employees. CBS4's Sean Boyd talked to a business owner who explains why his company won't be participating.
Religious organizations, including churches and schools, are already challenging the contraception mandate. Now,
organizations that tie to a religious affiliation will not have to comply with the contraceptive coverage for another year. That includes many universities and hospitals. Health officials in Weld County closed Windsor Lake today after several people got sick. Caution tape is keeping people away from the lake after water samples tested positive for Shigella bacteria. Several swimmers reported getting sick after being in the water. Health officials will continue to test that water to see if the bacteria disseminates. Until then, the lake has been closed until further notice. A Denver man is expected to recover from a shark attack that happened off the shores of Cape Cod. It happened Monday. Witnesses saw Chris Myers swim to shore after being bitten on both legs. Myers claims it was a great white shark that attacked him, an incident that CBS4's Andrea Lopez found hasn't happened in over 12 decades.
911, the flash recorded. What is your emergency?
Shark attack.
These are the 911 calls that came from Ballston Beach on Monday after.
Researchers say that if it was in fact a great white shark that attacked Myers, he is very lucky to be alive. Colorado is not on the list of states that will be getting any drought relief. Farmers across the nation are suffering this summer from a lack of rain, and hay prices have skyrocketed within the past months. That's taking a toll on Colorado ranchers. The U.S. Department of Agriculture is offering some relief to states around Colorado, but nothing directly to ranchers here. So federal officials say the effects of the relief will trickle into Colorado.
We're also going to provide the ability on those lands for the hay to be sold or bartered or exchanged, and we'll continue not to charge more than 10% of the rental payment to be paid back to the United States for CRP. Normally it's 25%. So there is a very significant effort here today that's directed primarily to those who are in the livestock business in Colorado.
The USDA has also expanded grazing to almost 4 million acres of conservation land. Comments made by Chick-fil-A's president on the sanctity of marriage have kicked up a storm across the nation. Coming up, area restaurants played host to protesters and supporters of the comments. We'll show you the expected financial impact this might have on Chick-fil-A. A near miss in the skies above Ronald Reagan Airport in Washington, D.C. Find out what caused 3 planes to nearly collide. And later, the Broncos expected those afternoon storms that we got in the metro area. Coming up, we'll show you how they avoided the weather.